Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube, and today I'm finally building! I haven't built in a while. Building is, like, I can actually normally knock out a house in like an hour or so, but I still find it like, I'm always like, oh, it's just so time consuming, and I just don't have the energy to build right now, and I just don't want to build right now, and I don't have any inspiration, and blah, blah, blah. And so, like, I haven't built in a while, because I'm always like, oh, I just can't do it right now. Like, I don't want to, or I don't have time. Never mind the fact that it normally takes me longer to record, or about the same time to record, like, an average house as it does to sometimes record just one video of something. But this house took me a lot longer. This house took me, I want to say roughly 3 hours and 45 minutes to 4 hours to build. However, I was frequently like pausing so I could save, because as I got towards the end of the house, it started to get quite laggy and I didn't want to lose the house. So there was one time I had gone to edit map, because you can't save while you're building a house. You have to go out to edit world. So I went out to edit world, and then I came back in and I started to decorate the master bathroom, and I forgot to resume recording. So I only have about 3.5 hours of footage, but it took me a little bit longer to actually build it. Just so you know, I'm currently like on the tail end of a sinus infection. I woke up last Sunday, with quite a bit of pressure. Like, I get sinus infections like 3 or 4 times a year. They're never just colds, they're always sinus infections. But like the pressure is gone. Now I just have like all the drainage that comes like after it, which gives me a cough, and I have like all the phlegm in the back of my throat, you know, like gross stuff. TMI, I'm sorry. But anyways, so I just want to give you kind of a heads up if I sound kind of gross, or if I start coughing, or if you're me trying to like clear the phlegm, or sniffling or whatever. I make a whole cacophony of noises at the moment. But anyways, this house is called Exotic European. I feel like it still ended up on the outside looking like my typical kind of farmhouse type style, but I was looking, like, I typed in looking for inspiration. Like, I was looking for originally Mediterranean homes. For whatever reason, like, we don't end up visiting anywhere Mediterranean. Then I was like, well, Mediterranean, one, does not fit the aesthetic of Plum Grove, which is the town we live in, at all. Like, those are supposed to be plum trees around us. Like, this house is on a 40 by 40 lot. There's only one 40 by 40 lot available, like, in the map that's, like, doesn't have anything that on it. And it's, kind of up away from everything, and I think it's supposed to be, like, a farm lot that, like, because you see the silo right there off to the left, and again, we're, like, literally in the middle of a fake, like, plum tree plantation. Sorry. So, I was like, well, Mediterranean won't really fit here, but maybe, you know, like, we visit France, maybe I could look for, like, European style, because I don't feel like you can really, and I haven't really messed with it, but I didn't feel like I could do the more culturally different homes like you could in The Sims 4. Like, you know, we got My Wedding Stories, and that kind of gave everybody the ability to do more French or Greek styled homes, and get together, kind of introduce more Tudor styles, and like Snowy Escape brought more of like Asian inspired homes. Like, and I just feel like you don't have as much of that in The Sims 3 unless you're specifically trying to make a house inspired by the 3 World Adventure worlds. And I didn't want to make an Asian inspired house. I didn't want to make an Egyptian house. I didn't really want to make like a French chateau or anything. So I kind of stuck with my usual style. Hence the house being called Exotic European. Now I did try to go for kind of like a plum-ish color. I feel like when I think of plum, this is the color I think of, but like the trees around us are not very plum. They are like a burgundy. So like the house doesn't really fit with the trees, but it's on the inside that I really like pushed myself to use World Adventure stuff. And I don't really use the World Adventure items because, again, they are very much to be used like either in an Asian-inspired home, in an Egyptian-inspired home, or in a French-inspired home. Like, they are very... And I mean, it makes sense because they're for the World Adventures pack, but like it is stuff used in those locations, not really flexible items that you can use like across different types of houses. So decorating this house really tested me, really pushed me, but I actually had a lot of fun doing this house, and I'm actually quite proud of it and how it turned out. So, yeah, it is a 4-bedroom house, and I intend on us having 4 kids, but, so someone's going to be sharing a room somewhere. And I have a nursery, so like if push came to shove, the nursery could be turned into a bedroom as well. It's kind of an odd shape, because I wanted it attached to the master bedroom, and I made the master bathroom kind of odd. So like trying to make the master bathroom and the nursery, like actually the nursery is just a little square. It's not that odd shaped. I'm thinking of the master bathroom. The nursery's just really small. So I don't know. Like, maybe it could be one of those things that, like, the office could be turned into a bedroom, and then we could turn the nursery into, like, more of an office space. But there's already a computer. I put a computer in the master bedroom. I don't know. It's got a very, might I say, a very fancy laundry room. Well, hi, Moose. What are you doing? He came over here and he sat down. He's practically sitting on Chloe. Aren't you? You should see, I have both corgis up here, and I have Moose in my room. I've got Chloe right next to my desk chair. Moose has now laid down practically on top of her. And then I have Zoe, like, maybe a foot above, like, Chloe's head, like, away. And then I actually have George up here. Ellie's sleeping in the bathroom. But anyways, they are very crammed over here for some reason. Anyways, back to the house. So... each bedroom has its own bathroom. They all have en-suites, which technically I didn't need to do that. I don't really know why I did that, but I did. So they all have their own bathrooms. The laundry room, that's what I was saying. The laundry room was like really fancy. I don't think I've ever gotten this fancy for a laundry room before. I will say this house uses a lot of store content, stuff packs, and normally when I'm building just to build, like without like a sim in mind, I try not to use stuff packs or store content, because even though like the game has been out for a while, and it's probably to the point that like if you're like an avid Sims 3 player, you have a good majority, like I have all of the expansion packs. I don't have all of the stuff packs, surprisingly enough, but it's one of those things that, like, now that I'm a Sims YouTuber, like, and when I build, I'm building for you guys to be able to download, and I don't use stuff packs, I'm kind of, like, at the point, I'm like, well, what's the point of me even getting the stuff packs, you know? So, I don't have all the stuff packs, but I do have all of the expansion packs, and so normally I'll, like, and I forgot where I was going with that. If you're, like, an avid Sims 3 player, the game has been out for how long now, I'm going to assume that, again, if you're avid Sims 3 player, you play it all the time, that you have a good majority, if not all of the expansion packs by this point. So, like, I don't really hold myself back when it comes to expansion packs, but I don't use stuff packs, I don't use store content, because especially the store content is very particular. Like, it's something that, like, you're getting for yourself, kind of like the kits, I guess. But I was not holding back with this house. I was using stuff that I wanted to use. I did not care if it was a kit, if it was a stuff pack, if it was store content. Because I'm like, I'm building this house for me to play in. And it's just stuff that, like, a lot of the stuff, because I don't build with it very often, I'm like, I've never used this before. Let's use this. So just a heads up, there's probably going to be quite a few things that you don't have if you go to download this house, including the custom content garage doors, because I used the 3 tile wide custom content garage doors. So that's the only custom content I used, I believe. And yeah, let's see what else. There's like huge grand piano in this house because I didn't know what to put in this little corner over to the left. I'm like, well, you could, I was thinking maybe I could put a breakfast nook, but I was like, what's the point of putting a breakfast nook there if I have 4 seats at the counter and I end up putting a full size dining room table in, and there's 8 seats on that. I'm like, I don't need more seating options. I have plenty of seating options in the kitchen. So I stuck a grand piano in the corner. This is when I started to like look more into what comes with World Adventures. So like all the different plants, some of the just different like decorative items. So like we end up I put a plant back there, a World Adventures plant, so like really ornate pot, and then I put like broken pot pieces next to it that are kind of like tucked behind the piano that you can't really see. And I was like, that'd be kind of funny if like something happened to the pot and Finn was trying to fix it or whatever. So yeah, let's see what else. The house has like a full-blown playground out back. It's got the tree house. It's got the not tree version of a tree house. Like, I don't know what you call those. Like, it's not a jungle gym. See, like, growing up, like, because I used to have one when I was little. And, like, we called it a tree house even though it wasn't in a tree. But, like, those, like, play sets. Like, those playground play sets that, like, you can get for your backyard as a kid or whatever. That, you always see. They always have a big one set up at, one of my local grocery stores. It's always just inside, just fully built. But it has that too. It has swings, it has sandbox, and the little spring ride toys. Sorry. There's a pool. There is a garden without any plants in it. Because the whole idea behind that was that my Sims would bring plants back with them as they traveled, and then we would plant those plants. There's a nectar making machine in the garage because I intend for Finn to get into nectar making. There's little broken pot pieces. And now I just start kind of, here in a minute, I'm going to start just pulling like random plants out and just like placing them in the house with like, make sure to use these. Anyways, that was off topic. So the garden has like, there's a piece of store content that it's like a overhead gardening station, I think. I don't think I've ever used this piece of store content. If I have, it's been a really long time. But I went ahead and I was like, why don't I use this? Heck yeah. So I placed it, and that is now a thing. I wanted to make a greenhouse, but I wanted it to have a glass roof. And, like, I think I have glass roof pieces, I'm pretty sure, from, like, that art studio. I also really wanted a door off the sunroom. It did not happen. I gave up on this. But I didn't know where to find them. And I was just like, I don't care. I like gave up on it and just kind of left it as like the plants are exposed, and yeah. I also really want to have like a bunch of display cases. The display cases though are freaking huge. And like I want them to be able to like once Finn, I don't really know what I want to do. Like, so I've placed 3 female Sims in the world that Finn is going to meet, and then eventually like we're going to date and they're going to travel with us and all this stuff. However, I don't know if I want to focus on them having kids first, if I want to travel first, because I don't want to bring the kids with us every time we travel, but then I feel really guilty leaving them at home, so maybe I should send them to boarding school, but I'm like, I feel like a bad parent doing that. So I'm really conflicted, but I want them to at some point be able to go through the tombs and explore and do all that stuff and bring back artifacts, and I want to be able to display those somewhere in the house. But again, the display cases are freaking huge, so I don't know where to put any of this stuff. So there is like one little like display thing in the corner of the office. I originally tried to fit like a whole museum size style display case in the office, and it was not going to work. So that was kind of abandoned, forget about that. That was deleted. I did have it sitting in the office for a while, but yeah, that was taken out. I did place down a dog food bowl. I would love to eventually have a dog. But I don't know. I just kind of placed it there just to have. Let's see. I thought I was doing really well, that I didn't forget anything in this house. Then I went to take pictures, like the screenshots that I'm going to have at the end of the next video. Because this has been split into 2 because this speed build is pretty long. So the second part to this will be put up in a couple of weeks. So you will have to wait to see it, but I mean, I'm going to be playing in this house by the next video, so like you'll see it. What was I saying? I'm running out of time. What was I saying? Gosh dang it, what was I saying? Oh, I did not have a light. I forgot to put a light in the laundry room and in the nursery, so you'll have to go in and place lights in the nursery. I also got rid of a bunch of the lights out front because I went way overboard, but you won't see that in that part. That's in the next part. I'm now literally out of time. Thank you guys so much for watching. House is in the description below. Feel free to download. See you in the next video.